that we are taking in place to mitigate this issue.
Right.
Number one, to sort out the issue, the low voltage in Western Kenya, there is a missing link. We have done a line between Olkaria to Narok. And remember, I gave you the other route that has done a line to Bomet. So there is a missing link of about 81 kilometers.
Right.
That is, we call Narok Bomet. Right. We are going to do a 132 kV 81 kilometers double circuit. This is a line that in the least cost power development plan was supposed to be done by 2013, but it was not done. And that is why we are seeing these issues that are happening. You can imagine 10 years ago is when we were supposed to have that line. So that you push now power from Olkaria direct from to Narok, direct to Bomet, to Sotik, Kegati, and you push power down South Nyanza and South Rift. Right. So that is a first mitigation measure that we are going to do to remove the constraint that I elaborated about.
Right.
Now, again, the area around Kabarnet, that is North Rift.
Right.
We have serious voltage instability. So what are we doing? We are almost completing a line from Lesos to Kabarnet.
Right.
Now, again, the area around Rumuruti, that is Maralal, all those regions, Nyahururu, the line that serves Rumuruti comes all the way from Lanet. It's a 33 kV line with a lot of intersections. Right. So that line now is overstretched, and so therefore you have been having frequent blackouts around the Rumuruti area. Right. So the first, we are going to complete a line we call Nanyuki to Rumuruti. Then in the CAB memo that has just approved the funding for Narok Bomet has 3 other lines. Right. Other than Narok Bomet, we have Kabarnet Rumuruti. Then we do have another one that we call Marindi, Weru, Kilifi. Why? Because also coast is having the same issues of voltage instability. Why? Because power, you are pushing power from the eastern hydros or from Olkaria all the way to costs. Right. And that is why we are saying in the near future, we want to diversify our generation so that each load center can have its own generation plant. Right. For example, in coasts, we want to put up a nuclear power plant in Kilifi and another one in Kwale. That means that other than the solar plant that is in Malindi, the Globlek solar plant, we need to have 2 other generation sources. And the other generation source that serves the coast and for voltage stability is Rabai Power and Kipevu 3, because we have since retired 2 thermal generators in the coast region. Right. So basically, each and every area of this country has I've enumerated the area around Rumuruti, that is around Rumuruti, then North Rift around Kabarnet, and South Rift and South Nyanza. So those areas, and we have the master plan, and we are sure within the next couple of months, for example, Desos Kabarnet will complete within the next couple of months. Nanyuki Rumuruti by November 6th we'll have completed, and we'll have also completed a section that we call Isiolo to Nanyuki to complete the Mount Kenya loop of 132 network. So there is a lot that we are doing. Right. Now, you did mention about the cost of power, and I need to tell Kenyans.
And before we go to the cost of power, right? You have mentioned, and I'll maybe take you back a little bit. You have mentioned alternative power transmission lines and transmission networks, which will take roughly around 20 months, as the Cabinet Secretary had said. And as short-term solutions, load shedding was suggested, and the Cabinet Secretary did say that by tomorrow there might be a tentative schedule to that effect. Maybe if we could just have a bit of an insight on that.
We are not talking of load shedding per se or power rationing per se.
Right.
Remember, I did say that the area that we are having serious issues of delivering the power that the area needs is South Rift and South Nyanza. Those are the areas that we are having serious constraint. The demand is about 120 megawatts during peak. Right. During the day, everything is okay. But from 6:30, when people are back home, they are lighting up their lights, the TVs are on, and the factories are running, power demand suddenly surges up. So that is the time that we are having this constraint. And the area affected is basically South Nyanza South Rift. And what we are trying to do is trying to get mitigation measures.
Right.
There is a line that we call Sondu Awendo Homabe that we are sure we can be able to complete by April next year. That is going to help us deload this Kisumu Muhoroni route. And so therefore the intensity of because we are talking about between 20 and 40 megawatts, not a lot of power. And not that we don't have power. We have the power. The only thing we don't have is a system to deliver that power to the load center. Right. So my minister was taken out of context.
Right.
That he was seen to have said that we are going to go to full-blown power rationing. That's not the case.
Right.
We have adequate power in the grid, more so when we do have improved hydrology, improved in the hydros. We're able to push as much hydropower as possible, right. And we push geothermal as possible. So at the moment we do have what this country is lacking, and I need to speak to the nation.
Right.
What we are lacking is, one, the transmission network around those areas that I've mentioned, and two, what we call the spinning reserve. What the spinning reserve does for a country is, for example, if for one reason or the other, one geothermal plant is out, and it removes about 140 megawatts off the grid, you need to have an alternative source that will cater for this different. Right. So what is now diminishing, because we have not brought on board, because of the moratorium that was there earlier, we have not brought on board more power, is we are diminishing the spinning reserve.
Right.
But what are we doing about it? We are in consultation with Parliament, and we believe that Parliament very soon will lift the moratorium. And so therefore we should be able to give PPAs to more power producers. Like today, Cabinet did approve the construction by Kengen of Kamburu solar plant, 42.5 megawatts.
But Bwana PS, you have said that production isn't the issue. Transmission networks
Transmission is
the issue.
Yes.
So lifting of the moratorium for PPAs,
yes.
Just give us context here. How will that help reducing the blackout?
That is now